Hello everyone. In previous lecture of computer network, we have discussed about transport layer services and its protocol. So in this lecture, we will discuss about transport layer multiplexing and demultiplexing. So in starting with in transport layer multiplexing and demultiplexing, extending a host to host delivery process of process to process means the job of gathering data chunks or packets segment at the source of the host from different socket and encapsulating each data packet with the header information, and that will later use in a demultiplexing to create this segment and passing to the segment to the network layer. It is known as the multiplexing. And receiving side, the transport layer examine this field to identify the receiving socket and then direct the segment to particular socket. So here the job of the delivering data in transport layer segment to the correct socket is called demultiplexing. So let's see in this figure. In transport layer middle host, in figure 1 must demultiplex a segment and arriving from the network layer and below to the either process P1 or P2. In above layer it. So it is done by directing the arriving segment data to the corresponding to the process socket. And next transport layer in the middle host. See in the second case, the transport layer in the middle host must also gather outgoing data from transport layer segment and pass to down the network layer. So the socket must have unique identification field. And so we can say multiplexing at server side, it handle data from multiple socket with adding the transport header information, which are used in demultiplexing. That transport header information used at the demultiplexing side. So it is built in delivery data segment to the correct socket of appropriate application from download the layer and to the application layer. So in multiplexing from upper layer to the network layer. So it is the job of gathering data chunks, or we can say that it is the packet at source from host from the different sockets and encapsulating each data chunk with the header information, and that will be later used in the demultiplexing. And to create the segments and passing the segments through the network layer is called multiplexing process. So at the receiving end, the transport layer examine these fields to identify the receiving socket and direct the segment to the socket. And this job of delivering the data in transport layer segment to the correct socket, that is called demultiplexing, as I said previously. So transport layer in the middle host figure, demultiplexing segment arriving from the network layer and below to the either process P1 or P2 and above. So transport layer in middle host must also gather outgoing data from these sockets and from transport layer segment and pass this segment down to the network layer. So then next is how demultiplexing work. Here in this diagram we can see that a host or PC receives the datagrams, and each datagram has a source IP address and destination IP address, and each datagram carries one transport layer segment. So each segment has a source, destination, port number, and a host as the PC uses the IP address and port number to direct the segment and to appropriate the socket. Now next is transport layer multiplexing requirements. So here that the socket have a unique identifiers and that each have a special header fields and indicate the socket which have to segment is to be delivered. So header fields are the source port number field and destination port number field. So each port number is a 16-bit number and it's ranging from 0 to 65,535 and the port number ranging from 0 to 123 that are called as a well-known port number and are reserved, such as HTTP that uses the port number like 80. Then FTP protocol uses the reserved port number like 21, and also SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, which uses the port number 25. Then service is provided by the demultiplexing at transport layer. So in this, each socket in the host that is assigned by the port number, and when the segment is arrives at the host, so the transport layer examines the destination port number in the segment and direct or demultiplex the segment to the corresponding segment, and the segment data then pass through the socket into the attach process. Then next, let's see how the multiplexing and demultiplexing work at the connectionless services. So suppose a process in a host A. Here in this diagram, we can see that the process is in a host A and with UDP port number like 19,157 that wants to send chunk or packet to the application data to the process with UDP port like 46,428 in a host B. So here the transport layer in a host A create the segment and that the application data and source port number and the destination port number like here 46,428. Then the transport layer passes the resulting segment to the network layer. So when the segment arrives at the receiving host at the B, so host examines the destination port number in the segment and delivers the segment to its socket that is identified by the port. So here host B could running on the multiple process and each with its own UDP socket and associated with the port number. So UDP segments arrive from the network and host B directs a demultiplex each segment to appropriate socket by examining the second segment destination port number. So here UDP socket is fully identified to tuple that is consisting of destination IP address and destination port number. So if two UDP segment have a different source IP address or same source port number, but they have a same destination IP address or destination port number, then the two segment will be directed to the same destination process via same destination socket. So this is the simple basic process how the multiplexing and demultiplexing work at the connectionless services. Now let's talk about multiplexing and demultiplexing at connection oriented services. So here TCP socket that is identified by the four tuple. So first is the source IP address, then second is the source port number, third is the destination IP address, and fourth one is the destination port number. So when the TCP segment arrives from the network host, the host use all four values that to direct, or we can say that demultiplex the segment to socket. So here two arriving TCP segment with a different source IP address or source port number will be that directed to different socket even if they have the same destination port number. So when the server host may support many simulations, then the TCP connection socket with each socket that is attached with the process and with each socket that is identified by its own 4 tuple. These 4 tuples are source IP address, source port number, destination IP address, and destination port number. So the server host may support many simulation and TCP connection sockets with each socket that is attached to a process, and with each socket that is identified by the these are the 4 tuples. So when the TCP segment arrives at the host, that all 4 fields like source IP address, and then second is the source port, third one is the destination IP address, and fourth one is the destination port. These all 4 fields that is are used to direct or demultiplex the segment to appropriate socket. Here, this figure shows that in which host C initiates the 2 HTTP session at the server B, and host A initiates the 1 HTTP session to B, and host A and C and server B that each have their own unique IP address. So it's respectively A, C, and B. So host C assign 2 different source port number like 26,144 and 7,532. So to its 2 HTTP session connections here. Then because of the host A selecting the source port number independently of C, so it might also assign the source port number of in this range. So it is the HTTP connection. Then the server B will still be able to correcting the demultiplex of the 2 connections that having the same port number, and since the 2 connections have the different source IP address. So this is the simple basic flow of how the multiplexing and demultiplexing work at the connection oriented services. Okay, thank you.